Hello, everybody. It's meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hey, it's chilly out there. We're going to talk about your forecast. We're also going to talk about an update to that chance of snow. Models have been wavering back and forth as we've discussed the last couple of days. What do you need to know? It's coming up right now. Thanks for watching Hutch's Weather.
Now, a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, as is always the case, make sure you drop me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. And I got to ask you, do you think the Vikings will rebound this week? Drop a comment below. Let me know your thought. I'm not judging you on how good of a fan you are on whether you think they get it turned around or not. But you know what? They've had a fun season to watch. I hope they do get it turned around. Look at the cold air pool in northern Minnesota. Temperatures 35 to 41 degrees right now. If you look up in War Road, International Falls, low 40s there. Waskish at 43 degrees. And for you folks in Boston, it's 39. Same thing for Ely, for Hibbing, and Duluth is at 43, while the Twin Cities rubbing those hands together, and it is 48 degrees. Thanks, Cheryl Johnson, for watching from Park Rapids, Minnesota. Nathan, thank you for watching from the FM area. Now, where we do have some slightly warmer weather is the James River Valley. It's 55 there, 52 for you in Valley City, and right now out in Dickinson, it's 57, while we're cooking with home ingredients out there in Bismarck, North Dakota. 61 degrees out there and 63 degrees as we look in on the Badlands of South Dakota heading into the afternoon hours. Now, the wind is not nearly as bad, but certainly a cool day, and we're in store for another very cold night tonight. How low will we go? I'm going to get you to the digits first, hour by hour forecast next, and then we're going to talk about this snow forecast because the thinking on that has changed. Hi, good to see you. Cheryl, thanks for watching from Nadawash. Good to have you on board. We'll take a look at the other factors right now. Dew point temperature is huge when it comes to low temperature forecasting. We have dew points in the 20s. We have dew points in the low 30s. Our air temperature can quickly fall to these values on a clear, calm night. Guess what? We're going to have clear, calm night out there. Now, we do have 36 degrees in the FM area, but recent rainfalls, evaporating moisture into the air, elevating these digits that we're seeing here. These will quickly fall, the dew point temperatures tonight, as we see dew and likely once again frost forming across the valley. So dew points are going to be cold enough to allow for more 20s out there, including in the FM area as we go through the overnight hours. What about the radar, you say? Well, I've got your answer. Let's take a look at this regional picture right now. Let's go out to this view. And now, I hope you're watching me as you're getting ready to head home from work, because here's what you need to know. We have light winds, quiet conditions, a few showers out near Duluth, International Falls. We see some green pimples out there, and somebody has spilled their Jell-O buckets. All right, good to see you on here, Leora. Thank you so much for watching. This is showing just a little bit of shower activity here near the Aberdeen area, Brown County, as we look down into, Dickey County here from Fullerton towards Ellendale. Showing a few sprinkles on the map right now. And as we take a look at the satellite view of this activity, we can see as we look at the visible satellite, are we seeing any clouds in and around this activity here? Not a lot going on right now on the visible satellite imagery as we take a look at our region. So now let's go back to the radar here and go to the national view. Most of the rainy weather in the northeastern United States, upstate New York, out near Erie, PA. We got some showers there. Dwayne, Little Falls, Minnesota, looking pretty good. We'll get right back down into your area, which is right here by my finger. But as we go out towards the west coast, we see some thunder and lightning, and even, that's right, even some strong storms out here outside the mountains of Bakersfield. So we do have some showers rolling off the mountains. That little circle there, that's some cold snow at the elevated terrain out there in parts of California. So that's what's going on across our nation. And now you asked about what's going on out there for you folks in Little Falls. I think Little Falls is doing pretty good, but it's a cool day out there as we go in. Let's get right down into the Little Falls area. Here we are, and we'll get temperatures in and around your zone. Then we're going to look at this forecast for next week. It's changing. Little Falls, you have 48, and that's pretty good. Comparably speaking, we have 50 in St. Cloud and 48 in the Twin Cities. Hell from Grand Rapids. Good to have you on board, Jamie. Thank you so very, very much for watching. Beautiful city up there in Grand Rapids. Went through there a couple times, and this summer and looking good. All right, now as we take a look at this cold air, are we going to see snow? Now, if you were with me on Monday, we saw big time snow potential as we looked out toward western parts of North Dakota from a Colorado low. Then we went through another day that kind of held it and it changed minds, but the models still were showing some snow up here. And then yesterday, as we went through the latter part of the day, the snow really jumped on the American model from out to the west all the way toward the Great Lakes region of eastern Minnesota. And yeah, it is fun forecasting. Jamie, thank you for the pat on the back. I love what I do. So we're seeing big time changes. And I have mentioned all along that not all the models are agreeing. So here's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to give you a guided tour of two models. I'm watching from Maine. Mona Lisa, good to have you on board. If you have a question about your weather, we'll go out there in Maine, but let's take a look at this forecast here that so many of us here in the Northern Plains really have a burning desire to know. The European is where we're going to start. We're going to start with this view of the national view. Now, as we put this puppy into motion, we're going to see if this weather system moving in next week is more bark than bite, shall we? Okay, moving through. Quiet weather. Do you see the red lines here? That's thickness of the atmosphere, and the atmosphere gets thicker with warmer weather. So we can basically attribute those warm lines to warmer air pushing its way up on south winds. Up in Maine, though, you got a northwest flow basically off of Hudson Bay, and it's going to be kind of a cold and unsettled couple of days. Now, as we go through, this is on Friday. We have no weather to really be concerned about, but we do get a little weather wiggle wobbling off the Pacific Northwest. As that enters the Rockies, low pressure develops, and we will get a Sunday. Colorado low is starting to develop. Did you see it? Now, this is where the difference is. Right now, we've got splitting of this big low pressure system, which will really reduce the energy in any one spot. But this one to the south is going to bring some inclement weather. So as we put this into motion, this model now says on Sunday night and Monday, we'll have some showers passing through from a cold front. Very weak and long and drawn out. You see that? So when you split a storm system into a couple of different areas, it really doesn't amount to much in any one location. Hey, Lake of Fire 313, good to have you from Radium, Minnesota. And it's wonderful to see you here. Now, this is Monday. As we go into Monday morning, this kind of sits and lingers and we'll get some showers here. But because we're warmer, it looks like mainly rain on this. Hutch thinks there'll be a chance in northern Minnesota where one or two places could see a flake mixing in. Now, the cold air, do you see the blue lines? This is mighty cold air across most of Montana and western North Dakota as we go into Tuesday. But we don't have any precipitous precipitation precipitating. And when you don't have that, well, then you don't have much to make snow. Although we're starting to see the evidence that on the base side or the south side of this low pressure system and cold front that moved through, we're getting another low forming right here in South Dakota. But we're warm. It's on the edge of the warm weather. So this thing is going to ride right along warm weather. Remember last night we were talking about a chance of storms here across parts of southern Minnesota and into Iowa. I think that's possible. Up to the north, though, there will be some cold air mixing in, and this is going to be into the nighttime hours. So could there and would there be snow on Tuesday night? I'm going to say it's possible, even though this is showing all rain. The best chance of that, just like I said last night, northern Minnesota. This system on the European model, it burps out and really reduces. Now, what about Halloween? A lot of you want to know. Let me back this puppy up. Let's back the train up to Halloween. Here you go. Here's your Halloween morning. Rain showers across eastern Minnesota. Quiet weather across the valley. But look at this coming late as we go into the first day of November. So that's the European model. Now let's change gears looking at that American model because this one was showing big time snow in eastern Minnesota yesterday. Let me pull it up over here on my other screen so I can follow along with all of you. And again, if you do have a question, please drop a comment and let me know. All right, now here we go. As we go through the motions here, what we're going to see is warm air starts working its way up through Friday and Saturday. A cutoff low down here in the deep south brings showers and severe weather potential down to the deep south. And that is for Friday night and into Saturday. Warm air spreading our way, gusty winds increasing through the entire weekend. It's going to blow your hat off in the northern plains this weekend. That's what all these isobars so close together tell Hutch. Out here, not as windy. The isobars are far apart. But here, says me, looks like kind of windy weather making its way through. This is going to bring moisture up into the northern plains. Now, let's set this into motion here as we go into the latter part after Saturday. Oops. It's reloading. My apologies. Okay, so this is again the American model, and now as we go into Monday, the south winds start to yield some showers across Minnesota. Now the beet harvest has struggled, and that's because it's so wet. Basically north of Highway 2, it is soggy doggy kind of stuff up there. The beets, the potatoes, and many other farmers really stuck with not the ability to get some stuff out of the field. That's important. It looks dry until we get to about Sunday night and Monday. Now, look at this. Snowflakes flying in the western Dakotas, says the American model. A couple. Now, the coldest of the air, as I said last night, this time of the year is more common out in the higher terrain of Montana and western North Dakota. So I will say it's not going to be out of the realm of possibility for a few flurries. But folks, this is nowhere near the storm system that was showing up on Monday. Here we go, heading into your Monday, mid-Monday forecast. Heavy rain making its way into the eastern part of the state. And because we're on the south wind side, I do believe this is going to be all rain on this model as well. Now, does it wrap around on the backside here? Well, no, nowhere near us. It's way up to the north in Canada. So here's what I want you to take away from this discussion as the bottom line. More wet than white as we go into next week, but that's today's run. Remember, every day this week, Monday, Tuesday, and now today on Wednesday, these models have changed their mind. That's not uncommon. What does Hutch think? My gut says this system is splitting its energy between Canada and the Central Plains and will ride in the middle. If we see anything at all, it will likely be lighter snow showers or flurries mixing in with some rain, particularly in the overnight or early morning hours. That's when the best chance will be. It will be insignificant. What will not be insignificant is the amount of rain potential that will come with this system. So now let's get down to the digits here for the forecast area. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. But other than that, let's go down to a look at the tonight forecast. How low will we go? We're talking 27 in Grand Forks, 29 in Fargo. We're going to be a little milder in the central Dakotas. The cold air stretches all the way up into the Botno area where we'll have 20s again as we start the day with frigid readings and frost across the valley. 7:57, the time of sunrise. How about as we head into your afternoon? A little warmer than today. We're talking 53 degrees, still near 60 out in parts of eastern Montana, out there in Beach and Medora and Dickinson, as well as South Hart, everybody's favorite. Out there to the west of Dickinson, 54 in Jamestown, 51 Devil's Lake and Bemidji, 45 degrees, Brainerd Lakes area and Little Falls in the upper 40s. So a cool day for you. More clouds and a few showers and a north wind, keeping things cool in the Arrowhead of Minnesota. 44 in Warroad, 48 for you folks in Hallock out there. That goes the same for Pembina, Cavalier, and Valhalla up there near the border. Now the 7-day planner looks like this, and I'll have a look at that rainfall here in just a second. 50s for your Thursday. It's going to be seasonal for that high temperature for this time of the year. And then as we head into the forecast period for the weekend, look at the warmth. 65 to 70 degrees Saturday and Sunday. But boy, have your hairspray ready out there. She's going to blow. Then as we head into Monday, rain is going to be likely spreading across the area. It will last into Tuesday for many of us. Depending on which models still disagree, cooler with a couple of flurries I got out to the west on Tuesday and in northern Minnesota on Wednesday. And that's what Hutch is going with for his planning forecast now that you can see him on the 7-day forecast over there. So thanks again for watching. I will have an update coming up a little bit later. The next model runs are coming in right now. I don't like these midday runs. The next real good model won't be in until 11 o'clock tonight. I'll have an update, but for now, thank you.
This has been a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe if you dare to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching Hutch's Weather anywhere in the moonlight, anytime through the night at hutchesweather.com.